Summary completion.
Summary completion, okay. And one more form is?
No. True form? No. No. Don't have. Another form. What is another form?
What about the one that is very similar to MCQ format on the slide right here?
Multiple choice question.
Multiple choice is what we will learn today.
Oh, attempt.
One. MCQ versus this one.
A list.
Yes. So on Monday we covered 3 kinds of reading questions. We look at pick from a list and summary completion. And in summary completion, there are 2 kinds. We have the one that gives us the words and the one that you need to look for the words from the passage yourself. And we did some quick practice on that as well. So today we'll continue to the MCQ format. So first thing first, what might be the difference between the MCQ and the pick from the list questions? We know they are all picking from the list, like they give us choices, but what's the difference between both of them? You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the difference between MCQ and picking from the list? We know both kind of questions give us choices.
Yes.
But they are different in terms of what?
In terms of MCQ, very similar.
MCQ, very similar, but they are different. How? Why?
Writing is different. MCQ probably is different.
How is that different? I know you think it's different. How? Want to share something else? The 2 questions format, how are they different? MCQ and picking from the list?
What I think MCQ is about like choose one of the choice. Yes, rather than pick from the list and put it in and pick from the list. You mean the words or the phrase? No.
All on, like they give you 1 question and they ask you to pick like 2 or 3 answers. That's called pick from the list, right? Thank you. So MCQ, you choose only 1 answer, but pick from a list, there might be more than 1 answer. There is. Remember the difference, one more thing is in picking from the list, the questions format is a little tricky because when you see the real question form, like what we saw on Monday, it is not actually the question, it is just the instruction, right? Like the real question form shows you how many letters or how many options you can pick. But the real questions that you have to look at is the sentence format on top. So that's the difference as well, because in MCQ you will see questions and you will need to pick the answer. But in picking from the list, the questions are sometimes given to you in a sentence format statement. Let's see, it's like different. Here, right here, as a review, what you might have forgotten. So pick from the list looks like this. Need on, it's what we discussed on Monday. So we will see 2 or 3 lines of questions before we see the choices. And normally the sentence on top are mostly the real questions. They are the ones that you need to consider searching for the answers from the passage. However, this real question format, like the one that looks like a question, is actually just the instruction. Like when you read this question mark right here, you will know how many choices you have to pick from. So that's the difference. So what about the tips? Do both questions format have the same tips, or we need to apply different tips?
I think similar.
How, Bong? How similar?
I think it was the one that not related.
So Same thing, skills, you know, we use skimming and scanning. What about the way of completing the question? Do you read the passage first or questions first? Which one is recommended for this form of questions?
Question first.
It's a percent. Okay, the question
Read
first.
the question first. Why, Nit?
If we read like the text, it will take a lot of time.
Thank you. So the questions first, and you will need to scan or get the keyword from the question. So you can search for keywords in the text. So should you spend a lot of time to read the choices given to you or no?
I don't think so.
Yes or no? Because in picking from the list, you need to read the choices as well. So you can maybe start eliminating those that are not related to the question. But what about MCQ? Can you or should you spend time reading the choices given to you in detail?
No, not really.
Not really, okay. So just skim through the choices quickly. That's how you get general idea of the choices given to you. Hang on, let's look at some other tips as well on top of this one. I also uploaded the video to our class platform as well. Please go watch them. That's the extra tips on reading MCQ format. So here, we've got some extra strategies on completing this form of questions. First thing first is the questions. Of course, we know that. Skim the text, look for keyword. So in every reading questions, you have to search for keywords. And those keywords will help you locate the answers in the passage. And then think about the meaning. You can start predicting if you want to, but if not, just skip this so you won't waste too much time. Read the text again. Deciding between similar answers. So, you know, in IELTS, they are very good at giving you confusing choices. All the choices are very similar, especially in this kind of questions. So paraphrase each one, then you will like understand what each one means. All right, let's take a look at a quick outside practice on this one. So we'll also do a quick flashback on the pick from the list for this format as well, since it's very similar to each other. So we have a text, a short one on the screen. Can you see a text titled "Why do hurricanes mean for dolphins?" Very good. So first thing first, your task is to skim the text in 1 minute. I'll time it. After 1 minute's done or gone, I will scroll on. So in 1 minute, skim this text. And you know, skimming means you read very fast and you get also the general idea of the text. Let's go. I time it. Angkon, can you see the screen block?
Yes, I see.
Okay. Because it's like you outside, I can't see you. Time's up. 1 minute skimming, okay? So let's go on. Let's practice skimming a little bit. So in this question, what do we call this again? Look at the question. Which two? What do we call this questions format? Well, I just reviewed earlier.
MCQ.
Ah,
No, but pick from a list.
yes, pick from the list. So how many answers do you have to search for?
2.
2, very good. And the keywords are, what can help you find the answers in the text? So this one, they only give one sentence. So which 2 possible issues did Miller believe may have caused the rise in dolphin numbers? So what are the keywords? Hello, Kiang. So what keywords can you use to search for the answers in the text? What do you have to search for this question? That wanna try on?
No.
No. Seriously? But what, Nate, can you tell me the keywords that will give you the answer?
Like the cost and the dolphin like rise in the dolphins numbers.
Very good. But who said the sentence, or who believes that's true?
Miller.
Miller, very good. Let's skim the choices so we can go back and get the answers. Where can you get the answers? So choice A, they said more female dolphins survive the hurricane than males. Okay. Choice B, female dolphins were able to breed earlier than usual. Choice C, the dolphins had access to greater numbers of shrimp and fish. D, there was a decrease in the number of dolphins being caught for sport or food. And last choice, the dolphins had less contact with humans after the hurricane. So what might be the answers if you don't go back to the text, but from what you skimmed earlier, can you find the answers, or do we need to go back to the text for this one? And we talk about your camera, everyone. If you stay muted, you need to turn your camera on. Ma.
Oh, but we cannot get any information if we just skim.
Thank you. That's why I asked. So when you skim for once, you cannot answer the questions because it's too quick. But when you see the questions first, you can go back and read through the text again. So what might be the answers? Remember, issues that cause the rise in dolphin numbers. So probably where can you find that? We first should search for the guy's name, Miller. So Miller appears here in the second paragraph, okay? So they put firstly, secondly as well. So it's very convenient to search for the answers.
You see, computer the error.
No worry, Mom, no worry. So do you guys get the answer now? Hello, Kiên ơi, Kiên. We're checking for answers for the questions 2.2, picking from the list. All right, let's go. We should get the answer now. So A, is A the answer? More female dolphins survive the hurricane than males. Is there anything that states so in the text that female dolphins survive the hurricane but not male? Yes or no? Nghiệt ổn miền ấy.
I don't think so. I think B. Bong.
Okay, B, let's see. Female dolphins were able to breed earlier than usual. So where can we get B on? Where's the answer B? What sentence, what line, what paragraph that give you B?
Line number 3, paragraph number 2, Bong.
Okay, line 3, paragraph 2, right here. Let's see. So she can give birth again much sooner than if her calf had matured to adulthood. Very good. So B is one of the answers. One more on. What's the answer? So that's the whole paragraph. Second one mainly focused on female dolphins giving birth again. What about the last paragraph that might give us one more answer? So what is it? It might be very confusing. So we have C, D, and E because A is not the answer since we cannot find anywhere that states about female dolphins surviving the hurricane. So let's look at C then. So the dolphins had access to greater numbers of shrimp and fish. Can that be the answer? Snap, okay. D, there was a decrease in the number of dolphins being caught for food or sport. Can that also be the answer? Still snap. Last one, the dolphins had less contact with humans after the hurricane. Now, one more answer, please. We know B is the answer from the second paragraph. So we have the final paragraph left, the third one, and we need to search for one more answer as well. Kieng just came. Long time no see, Kieng. We're discussing picking from the list question format today, right now. Wait, what's one more answer, Bong? So let's read the paragraph 3 together. So from when hurricane until boats, how many topics did they cover? The second paragraph. So when they start, they talk about local shrimping, crabbing, and fishing. And then they mention how decrease in the amount of seafood brought into shore of nearly 15%. So like from when until percent down here, what did this paragraph mainly cover? You see lots, like you see some numbers, you see wordings about shrimping, crabbing, and fishing. So what did they cover from when until 15%? This one, there's no to understand the questions format. So these lines right there, what do they cover? Oh,
I think it's B, right?
Hang on, not yet. Let's wait for Kieng to answer my questions first. Kieng, you mute it. Mike.
Okay. Wait. Just
I'm waiting.
They just say that there's a decreased numbers And the fish were damaged.
Okay. So when you look at that those sentences right there, can you say C is the answer? The dolphins had access to greater numbers of shrimp and fish. Can we say that, or is it okay to say C is the answer? Or it's not clear yet still?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure, all right? What about need on? Can C be the answers? If we read from 1 to 15%.
You asked about D, Daibon.
C on C, great number of shrimp and fish. Choice C. And if we read the third paragraph from 1 to percent, can we say that C is the answer? Because they said how like there is less seafood being exported or brought to the shore, blah blah. So that should we can we might be able to think that dolphins will have more food to eat.
I don't think so.
Why don't you think so? Or can you tell us your reason, please?
Like,
remember our question asked for a guy, right? His name is Miller, but those sentence, can we get or can we find his name in anywhere before we see those information stated?
the name like here bon method deduct.
Deduce, okay, that blah blah. Very good. So from 1 until 15%, even though they talk about seafood, shrimp, and fish, they cannot be the answer. Very good, because there's no name. Like Miller did not say these sentences. The questions ask for what Miller believed. So these sentences are not what he believed. So C is not the answer. Choice D, they talk about something how like dolphins are caught for sport or food. But if you read the third paragraph, you will not see anything about how people like eat dolphin or anything. So it remains only one last choice, choice E. So you find the name Miller right here. So Miller deduced that with a reduction in the number of boats in the water, both commercial and recreational, dolphins may have been able to spend more time eating and less time traveling or diving in an effort to avoid boats. So he said this sentence. Can you paraphrase this to get the same meaning as choice E? Dolphins had less contact with humans after the hurricane. So can E be the answer? Bộ C đi khó hay nằng, we only have E left. Okay, so E is the answer. Not because it's the only one left. It's because it explains it is a paraphrase meaning of
reduction of number of boat and in the water, right?
Yes, very good. So it's the paraphrase structure of
Paraphrase.
what belief. So it's B and E. Let's go on. So we will look at MCQ very quickly. Right here, there are only three. Only two questions. Very quick. So we have two questions, and we will only look at one short paragraph right here. It won't be long. Number one, what is the writer's purpose of this paragraph? In this paragraph, right here, the small one right here. Number two, what is the writer's opinion of Jurassic Park? So this one, it's like mostly you need to read and understand the purpose of the writer. So I think you should maybe take a picture of the passage because the passage is very short. I'll show the questions for you. Okay, let's go. So maybe you can screenshot the short paragraph.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155
Okay, let's go. Here are the questions. Remember, you have to be quick since we have time limit in IELTS reading. Right now, there are only 2 questions and 1 short paragraph. It should be not that long. All right, let's go. So number 1, there are 4 choices, and the question was about the writer's purpose of the paragraph. So choice A, to suggest that scientists should look to science fiction for inspiration. B, to argue that people may choose to believe the improbable in order to be entertained. C, to persuade us that art and science can be skillfully linked. And last one, to demonstrate that scientific research can provide a source of entertainment. So here's the excerpt, the paragraph. So what is the answer? What is the purpose of this paragraph? A, B, C, D.
C, I think.
But said C. C, to persuade us that art and
To
science
persuade
can
us
be
that
linked.
art and science can be
Okay.
skillfully linked.
What others?
Can I see the question down there again?
Sure, yeah.
See,
C as well, persuading, all right. What about Nate?
persuade us.
I am not sure.
So which one do you pick from your guess?
I understand the text, but I think when I read this, I don't know to pick which one.
You just guess from your guess.
How about A?
Okay, A, let's go. Start on, what choice do you pick? A to D. Start.
A.
A to. Come on, let's read together. So we need to find the purpose, the writer's purpose. So one of the reasons Jurassic Park was so successful as a novel and blockbuster film, blah, 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 presented a plausible way to bring dinosaurs back to life. The idea that viable dinosaur DNA may be retrieved from blood-sucking prehistoric insects seemed like a project that could actually succeed. Even though the actual methodology hopelessly flawed and would never work, the premise was scientific enough to let us suspend our disbelief and revel in the return of the dinosaur. Go. A. So suggest that scientists should look to science fiction for inspiration. From this one, we cannot find any word that states science fiction, right? There's no science fiction in this one. Okay, so A cannot be the answer. C, persuade us that art and science can be skillfully linked. Up here, we cannot find anything about art. They were just talking about DNA. They were just talking about methodology. Even though it's flawed, it would never work, but we believe and let us suspend our disbelief, blah, blah. So C is also eliminated, not persuading. We have B and D. More. B, to argue that people may choose to believe the improbable in order to be entertained. And D, to demonstrate that scientific research can provide a source of entertainment.
That is to be B.
B or D?
B.
Very good. B, to argue that people may choose to believe. The last line right here. So after we watch that movie, we suspend our disbelief and think that there might be a return of dinosaurs. Very good. Last one, opinion of Jurassic Park. The film was not a faithful rendition of the original book. Did we see anything about that? It shows how important thorough research is for successful writers. In spite of its inaccuracies, it was a successful novel and film. And last one, it is a good example of the importance of science fact in science fiction novels. Which one? So A, did the did the writer mention the original book in the text, in the short text? No. Very good. B, had he mentioned anything about researching things before writing?
No.
No. C, was it a successful novel and film? C, was that film successful?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was successful, but the way to back in life.
But D,
Without it as security.
Can D also be the answer? It is a good example of the importance of science fact in science fiction novels. Fact and fiction. He did not mention any fact. Here, the idea.
Just want to back to life.
We were just the writer was just making things up in the book. So not D. The answer is C because of right here. Blockbuster film succeed right here. So it's C. Don't worry, it's just a short, quick practice. Even though you get the wrong answers, we will practice more. I'll send more to our group chat.
Cái báo của ai đó gì đó.
Cắt chết đâu không?
Nghĩ báo muốn ai ơi. Người trong khoa này có đạt.
Hey, Kian, we have a quick quiz today. Oh, really okay. Tổng chục nữa đi môi không?
Quick quiz.
Yes, quick quiz.
How many minutes?
40 minutes, 2 passages.
Wait, start from when?
You can do anytime when you get home first. It's okay, because I time already. But make sure.
What about the deadline?
Before tonight, before tomorrow morning. I mean, before tonight, before tomorrow morning. Okay. One more. One more question format. Yes, no, not given. So yes, no, not given is very similar to true, false, not given that we looked at from the past, like very, very long time ago since we first started this course. But it is slightly different. How is it different?
Oh, I just go to the front. Oh,
we have two. We have true, false, not given. We did that already. And now we are looking at yes, no, not given. Are they the same or different? Yes.
The same. Maybe it's the same. But I'm not sure, maybe some of the details
are different. Let's check this out real quick. So yes, no, and true, false, not given. They even though look the same in terms of format, they are slightly different in terms of how you answer the text. Because true, false, not given, we will get the actual information on the topic in the passage. So you know, true means the sentence has the exact same meaning as our passage. False, it has the opposite meaning, and not given, there's nothing mentioned in the text. But for yes, no, not given, so mostly the text here will contain the opinions, views, or beliefs of the writer or other people who are mentioned. So in yes, no, not given, we talk about opinions or views or beliefs of the writer. In questions, you will see this structure right here. If it is yes, the sentence agrees with the views of the writer. That's what yes means. So yes doesn't mean that the sentence has the same meaning as the one in the text, but it agrees with what the writer thinks. No, disagree. And not given means it is impossible to know. Like we can never guess what the writer thinks. So again, remember.
Compare.
Yes, Bong, continue. Compare what, Bong?
Yeah. Okay. So compare yes no question, yes no not given, and true or not given. Which one is more difficult?
It depends on your preference. Like personally, I like true, false, not given. Some people
Yes,
prefer
me too.
yes, no,
Because
not
this
given.
one, for yes no, is like you have to guess that what is the right.
This one you have to understand the writer's views. Like based on the passage, you think if he agrees or not, or disagree to this sentence. So yes, no, not given might be a little tricky compared to true, false, not given. Like it's very tricky since you need to like think beyond the line. You cannot just see the sentence and you guess the meaning. Like for example, so it will look like this when you get your IELTS reading paper, like this on questions like 7 to 12, for example. So do the following statements agree with the views of the writer in the reading passage? So yes means it agrees, no disagree, or contradicts, and not given means we cannot tell. We've got 5 sentences or 6 sentences here. So first thing first, you need to do 2 things. You need to understand the information of the statement. So read the sentences and you need to know what it means so you can get or you can understand if it agrees or not with what the writer writes in the passage. It's tricky, of course, but once you get used to it, it becomes easy. How to get used to it? You practice, of course. So to see if you will be able to complete this sentence or exercise or not, let's look at this quick practice. So we've got 5 sentences on the screen right here. Your job is to do yes, no, not given. And to make things easy, I'll send our passage to our chat. I think you can download from the chat. Let's see. I hope I can attach file in the chat. Let me try. Okay, I can. Very good. So I'll send the PDF of the reading article to these questions to our chat inside here. So you can get it and download or read it from the PDF outside. It's more convenient than scrolling back and forth. Hang on, give me a second. For now, please read the questions first and make sure you understand them. You should have got the passage now. Okay, you can download that out and read the passage and answer the question. I'll leave the question on our screen so you can see it. So they are fine?
I haven't received the file yet.
Not yet. In the chat room, in
Yes.
the Zoom chat.
Yeah. Oh, Zoom chat.
Yes, in the Zoom chat.
Yeah, Zoom chat.
Yes.
Oh, chàng quá.
Can you see it now? Oh. Here, do you see the passage on? Okay. Maybe like show us send to your Telegram instead, then it doesn't seem like you can get the file out. I'll drop one more into our Telegram just to make things easier for you guys. All right, there's one more file in your Telegram as well if you want to. If you cannot get from our Zoom chat, just go to Telegram and get the file. They're the same file. Monsokon, are you still with us?
Yes, I hear it.
The one time you go to the coffee shop and your headset doesn't work. You need to remember, yes, does not mean the information is true. It means that it agrees with the passage, what the writer thinks. Has everyone received the passage so I can like time? Oh, trust online. Done? I'm gonna time it. Mayai. You got the passage, right?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
Very good. I'm gonna time it. I'll give you 15 or 10 minutes for 5 questions. So 10 minutes, start. Remember, you need to know where you get your answers from as well, not just guess the answer. Error that.
Okay. Yes. Left. Move on the road. Only number one cannot find. Okay.
Shall we check the answers now or not yet? Okay, I guess not yet. One last minute. Get your answers ready. Okay, let's go. So number one, is it a yes, a no, or a not given?
Yes.
Start. Okay, let's see from Kieng, like do the top down one, and Bongkon as well. So Kieng, number one on yes, no, not given.
I will say not given. I'm not sure.
Which one do you
Not
put?
given or yes? Not
What do you
given.
put?
Not given.
You put not given. Thank you, Bongkon. What do you put number one? Bongkon. Bongkon ơi. Okay, he's not here.
He's not here. Yeah.
He's here with Pech on. Like they both shared the screen together today.
Oh, really?
Yep. Right there.
Oh.
He put his mask back on. Bongkon, can you answer one? What do you put number one?
I choose yes.
Choose yes. All right, Ma. Let's just get to. So Kieng put not given, Bongkon put yes. So the question is, it is the era in which Lafayette Park was developed. Lafayette was developed to make it special. Yeah, let's not discuss where it is. So it is the era that makes it special. Let's check the text. Okay, normally it should be in order, don't worry. So did we know when it was built? When was the place built? In what era? Hang on, I think I'm gonna like not turn on the video. We're back. Hang on. Can you hear me now?
Yes, can hear you, but cannot see you.
Because I turned the camera off, that's why. So I guess probably it's lagging, so I'll turn the camera off so we can do it smoothly. So do you know when the place was built? What era was it? Is there anything that mentioned about the era?
No.
No. So of course it's not the era. Okay, so what makes it special? A few blocks east of downtown Detroit sits Lafayette Park, an enclave of single and two-story modernist townhouse set amid a forest of locust trees. Like hundreds of developments nationwide, they were the result of post-war urban renewal. Unlike almost all of them, it had a trio of world-class designers behind it. So unlike almost all of them, so the phrase here means is it special or the same?
Special.
Special, very good. So it's special not because of the era, but because of, read the sentence next.
And a trio of world-class
Yes,
designer.
because the place had a trio of world-class designers behind it. So number one is a no. No. No, because it is not the era, it is because of the designer that makes it special. Number two, must continue since 1962. That's your clue, keyword right here. We know how to do it already. Many people have moved away from Detroit. Quick, what's your answer to number two?
Yes.
It's a yes, okay. Nit, what's your answer on number two?
Not given, Mom.
Not given. All right, let's go back. So it's about 1962 when you find it right here, 1962. So the townhouses were built between 1958 and 1962 on land previously occupied by a working class neighborhood. While much of Detroit began a steep decline so far, soon after, Lafayette Park stayed afloat. Look at this. Its residents bucking the trend of suburban flight. Lafayette today is one of the most vertically integrated neighborhoods in the city. Economically stable, despite the fact that Detroit had suffered enormous
population loss.
But look at the line highlighted right here. While much of Detroit began to steep decline soon after. And yes, and they said 1962 right here. So the answer is?
Yes.
Yes, it's a yes, Owen.
Ôi, bài trên là thằng muốn.
Number two is
Thằng muốn mới trăng ngọt.
Let's pronounce this guy's name. Miwandero. Miwandero's design.
Miwandero. Design influence other architect. Not given.
Okay.
Not given.
Not given. Okay. So
Not given.
Not given. Key not given. The need not given to as well.
Yes, Mom.
Okay.
Tana hoping answer then not given.
Very good. Number three not given.
Mình text what we say that. Chỉ khởi.
Number four, exterior of each building. Oh my God. Exterior of each building in Lafayette Park has a distinct style. Lafayette has a distinct style.
Lafayette.
Let's hear from. Okay,
no.
Victor, no. You have say
no.
Others like Niet and Bangkun. What would you say to number four?
No, Mom.
No. Why no? What's the problem? How can you find a sentence that supports your answer? Where is it?
The beauty isn't always obvious.
Hang on, what?
Wait. Trying to find it.
Mostly it's about third
view from the outside.
Okay, so which one? They're talking about from the outside. Okay. What else?
Vô cái bật cắt nó trăng.
Look at this. Look at this. So from the outside, some visitors find them unappealing.
Appealing. One contractor described as
bunkers. Means it's not good. So it's not distinct. It is actually unappealing. So you all got the right answer. It's a no.
bay. Thì bay 4 thở hai.
So number 5.
Khó tiếng mùi.
Good architecture allows its
Number 5 đi chè.
to reveal their identity. All right. So yes, Kiên said.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you need. Hang on. Pause. No, we just paused earlier. My internet just like a little problem. Number 5, Kieng, what you say earlier on? I didn't hear you.
Yes.
Yes, need.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I heard your answer very good. Yes. Bùng Bích, yes. Các bạn Danit and Bùng Kun.
I am not sure.
Okay, you're not sure. Bùng Kun, what's your answer?
Nó chỉ last sentence này. The bad design doesn't force a personality on its resident. Instead, it helps them bring out their own. So their own meaning their identity.
Thank you. Yes,
Đúng.
yes, yes.
Yeah, nó thể. Thở bánh buôn lên.
Buồn này, thở hai.
Thở quanh luôn là vậy.
The last one is a yes. Very good. So apparently you all got the right answer except number 1. Đăng thay đề.
Đăng biết lắm, mơ lắm, bao là hốt. Biết lý cái hoàng anh có chắp biệt hốt.
So here are the answers
Có
to
chắp
our
không?
yes, still not given. Continue. Are you all ready to check out our first practice quiz? I mean, I think you can do it at home, okay? Because your office closed soon.
Yes. So I can leave now?
Not yet. Let me show you where to go for your quiz first.
Okay.
Because you have been absent, Kieng and Nid. If you guys want, we can have a session together, like after Bục Bích and Bục do their quiz, so we can discuss all the sections or points that you have missed so far. Vậy nhá, Kieng up my hin like a lot now, a couple, maybe a lot every day.
I think
Maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow I have
tonight.
class on.
Yes.
Nid, you want to or not today?
Not today, Bong.
Okay.
Yeah, not today.
Kieng, not today.
Sự thật chứ.
There's only one reason to explain everything.